Hello everyone, welcome back to Stock Market Meridian. Today is June 4, 2026 and you are watching today's post-market video. Now, if you look at your screens today, the markets felt like they were completely stuck in sideways pattern and closed right in a neutral zone. Not much moving in upside, not much moving in downside. Felt like calm before the storm. And speaking of a storm, remember that tomorrow is the main event that will be completely decide where the market goes next. The RBI MPC meeting outcome is coming tomorrow, where they will announce their crucial interest rate decision. On that, tomorrow volatility is guaranteed. Let's dive straight into the massive block deals and corporate updates that shock up individual stocks today. First up, let's talk about a monster block deal in Lenskart. Today, a massive block deal took place with a size of 5.65 crore shares that represent 3.25% of the entire company. Now look at the maths here. These shares were sold at 508.5 rupees per share. The share was actually trading higher than around 518 rupees. The total deal value is 4,873 crores. While someone walked away with a massive pile of cash, another institutional deployed incredible capital. There is no updates related to the buyers and sellers side. Lenskart was not the only one. Over at VMR Airports, another major block deal went down. The seller, high-profile US investment firm VQG Partners, the buyers, global giant Fidelity International. VQG decide to offload a 1.8% stake amounting to exactly 19.5 crores individual shares. They sold them at an average price of 97.7 rupees per share, making the total block deal value 1906 crore rupees. This is a classic passing of the baton between two institutional titans, showing the global money is still having betting on Indian aviation. Moving on to business data, Angel One just dropped their operational updates of May, and it's a bit of mixing bag, but with a highly profitable silver lining. On one hand, their total registered user base grew to a massive 38.17 million people. That's up nearly 20% year on year. Fantastic long-term growth. However, the speed at which they are adding new users slowed down. They are onboarding 4,20,000 new clients this month compared to 5 lakhs in May in last year. This minor speed dump could be due to a seasonal market lull or aggressive competition from apps like Glow and Zerodha. But here is why Angel One investors are not losing sleep. Their margin trading facility book saw an absolute explosion. For those who don't know MTF, margin traded facility, the broker lends money to traders who want to buy more stocks when they have cash. For this, charging them on interest. Angel One registered a massive 57.5% jump in the segment. Traders are feeling incredibly aggressive, borrowing a whopping 63 billion rupees to trade. Because of the interest income, this is incredibly high margin and high profitable for the Angel One. Now let's look at defense, where a staggering 40,000 crore rupees is being deployed for the Indian Navy next generation warships. And the major winner here is VRSC, Garden Research Shipbuilders. They have just emerged as the lower bidder L1 for the Navy's next-gen Corvette project. These are fast and radar-evading to-hunt submarine. The total project is for 8 ships, but to speed up manufacturing, the government is VRSC is set to back 5 out of the 8 ships, handing them a massive contract worth for 25,000 crores. When does the stock react? The Cabinet Committee on Security, chaired by the PM, is expecting to give the final official NOD at any time. Price negotiators are already logged in, which guarantees VRSCA massive government-backed revenue stream deep in the 2030s. Switching gear to some high drama in the market, Rajesh Exports has finally broken its silence after a shocking SEBI interim order, and their main defense is going viral. The company is aggressively pushing back, claiming there is absolutely no overstatement of revenues and that their numbers are 100% correct. They are blaming the entire chaos on a communicating gap and confusion between them and SEBI. They want investors to know this in a interim order, meaning SEBI has not reached a final conclusion yet. Rajesh Export says that they are already submitting all authenticated paperwork to clear this up. But despite the confidence, the market is not taking chances. The stock was locked hard in a 5% lower circuit today. Be very cautious here. By the way, if you're finding this breakdown helpful, please hit the like button. I upload the pre-market report every single morning before the opening bell and post-market reviews right after the close. Subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss a beat. In another regulatory update, do you remember last week when the Enforcement Directorate ED launched a surprise search operation at mining giant Vedanta over foreign exchange rules? Well, Vedanta has explicitly clarified today that the ED has imposed zero penalties and absolutely no restrictions on the company. They insist it is completely business as usual with no impact on day to day financial or operational activities. Offices are open, plants are running, and cash flow is not frozen. Let's talk about the green energy race. Maruti Suzuki has officially launched India's first ever flex fuel car. This mega launch happened in the presence of Union Minister Nitin Gadkari and Hardeep Singh Puri. This car is a massive deal because it can be run on flexible ethanol fuel blends, drastically cutting down on fuel cost and emissions. Do you remember in our pre-market video this morning, we discussed how Hero MotoCorp launched India's first 100cc flex fuel motorcycle to capitalize on this government push. Well, Maruti has officially entered the race, making the EV and flex fuel teams hotter than ever. Meanwhile, infrastructure giant L&T just locked in a massive investment of 18,600 crores with the Tamil Nadu government. They signed a mega deal to deploy this capital across the three massive projects, creating over 8,200 direct jobs. The breakdown is insane. They are spending 15,000 crores to expand an AI-ready data center in Kanchipuram, 2,500 crores into high-tech electronics manufacturing in Coimbatore, and 1100 crores to scale up their Kattupalli shipyard for offshoring wind energy infrastructure. L&T continues to prove why it's the undisputable king of execution. Now, for a shocking story of the tech sector, imagine waking up to find your company completely deleted overnight. No jobs, no salary, and absolute radio silence from management. This is a brutal reality for over 700 employees at a Pune-based IT firm called Think Technology India, operating out of the Punjabadi IT hub. Company seized operations with zero warning, leaving software engineers and fresh graduates entirely stranded without pending salaries. The controversy has exploded because Punjabadi police just arrested the company's CEO, HR manager, and head of training on charges of cheating and criminal breach of trust after a brave 25 years old intern went to the authorities. It's a terrible situation of those employees. Back to the stock exchange, shares of defense and power giant BHEL can under intense pressure today. Crashing 5%, it all boils down a massive reality check from global brokerage firm like UBS. UBS downgraded BHEL from buy to neutral. Why? Because BHL has been absolutely monster, outperforming the Nifty index by a massive 60% over the last 12 months. UBS says because of this insane rally, the risk to reward ratio has now become balanced. They still trust BHL's long-term earning, but they think the easy money has already been made, causing the stock to tumble as low as 387.40 rupees per share today. Finally, let's end with the golden growth story. Titan just dropped its official blueprint of financial year 2030 during its latest analyst meet. And the targets are absolutely massive. Titan is planning a mega expansion to double its jewelry revenue by financial year 2030. To achieve this 2x milestone, they are targeting a steady 12% compounded annual growth rate. How will they do it? They are aggressively expanding their retail footprint from 800 stores right up to 1400 stores. This massive scale is designed to capture 11% of the India's entire jewelry market share, up from their current 8.5%. Titan is clearly playing to win the decade. So those are the most important updates you need to know to stay ahead of curve today. I will see you tomorrow's morning in our highly detailed pre-market video. Prepare you before the opening bell. Until then, signing off. Bye bye. Jai Hind.